Junior 2000 here, coming at you with a movie review of the 2024 action, revenge, thriller film Monkey Man, starring, directed by Dev Patel. I think he also written the movie as well. But Monkey Man from 2024, such a badass flick from this year. I really enjoyed this movie because most of the time these movies that have been coming out this year have been kind of sucking. I wasn't really interested in some of the movies that came out this year, but I saw a few that I just didn't give a crap about. Lift, I thought was a piece of shit. Um, was it that movie that sucked? Roadhouse is well, yeah, that Roadhouse that was a piece of shit. I did a fucking rant on that. Definitely check that out, folks. But yeah, that was a piece of shit. This movie's a lot better. I there was another one I didn't care for this year was Lady Frankenstein. I don't know. That movie didn't do nothing for me. I'm not gonna call it a piece of shit or anything. It's just I don't know. It's just I was first liking it in the first half, but it just fell flat in the second and third half. I'm like, and then some of the stuff was cringy. But on and on, like I'm not gonna say it's a piece of shit. It's just I would say it's kind of disappointing. Um, but Spaceman with Adam Sandler, that was actually a really good film. Highly recommend folks to check Spaceman with Adam Sandler. It's a movie about him being isolated in space and he's like an astronaut, but he's kind of like hallucinating until he hallucinates when he sees that that he's not alone in the spaceship, where it turns out it's this giant spider who he thinks that is a threat, and he's like really scared of seeing it and stuff, but it's actually conscious because he's actually a psychiatrist spider where he talks to him and becomes friends with him, and the spider is voiced by Paul Dano, who played the Riddler in the Batman. So that was cool. And there's also the movie does have a sad ending too. But all in all, I highly recommend folks to check out Spaceman with Adam Sandler. Great movie. But yeah, Monkey Man came out this year. I went to go see this one in theaters, and this was a good experience because I was the only one that was there to see this one in at a 1:15 showing at the Regal Theater that I go to. And wow, I had a good experience because nobody was in there. It was just only me there eating my snacks and watching this badass motherfucking movie about revenge and fighting and shit. Great movie. And I appreciate when movies they don't use CGI bullshit. Well, there's some CGI in like some like there's a scene where the character that Dev Patel plays, the lead character, the monkey man, he falls and goes into a water. Of course, that sequence is CGI'd a bit, but when it's like the close up, the fights, the hardcore fighting, and all the no holds barred stuff, all practical. No bullshit CGI bodysuits, no green screen crap that they did in the Warehouse remake. None of that bullshit. It's straight up hardcore fighting in it. You see the punch, you see the brutality, the crazy shit that goes on. But of course, Dev Patel plays the lead character who's named Monkey Man, and I thought his acting was really good. His directing was good too, because it was cool. It must be a hard job to like direct and also act at the same time. Like, damn, that's some lot of working stiff. That's from working job right there. That's a big working job. Like, holy shit. But I thought his acting was really good. Monkey Man starts off where he remembers about his mom, and then throughout the movie, we kind of see like slowly knowing what's going on. Why is he taking vengeance against these people? And yes, folks, there'll be some spoilers, which I'll get to when I do the countdown of the spoilers, and I'll do the timestamp in the description. But yeah, enjoy the review, folks. And yeah, back to the review. He starts off noticing about what happened to his mom. He loved being with his mom until boom, the movie goes on where he starts witnessing because the movie goes bits and pieces of why he's he noticing about his mom. It's because his mom was sexually assaulted and murdered and raped from a scumbag police force guy. And also the movie is also it's also a bit of a Hindu movie too, but it's not like technically because there's some Hindu language spoken in the movie, but mixed with English language, and it's a bit of a foreign movie too. So yeah, but mixed with a lot of badass fighting in it, and it kicks ass. The movie just goes on like where he has these fights at a boxing place where they have these bare knuckle fights, and he's always losing, and he's wearing a monkey mask, and it looks like he would technically win, but he keeps losing and losing. So he decides to get a job where he goes to the job, and it turns out one of the people that that was involved with his mom being assaulted is like the husband of this lady that she's having Dev Patel being hired from because she's like the boss of the place. Her husband is the guy that assaulted his mom, and you could see the anger and the emotion in his face that he wants to kill this motherfucker for what he did. And one leads to another. He starts like slowly developing his revenge, and he works as a bus boy, but then he transitions into a waiter that serves them drinks and then serves them drugs and coke and all that shit. And then of course he starts talking to this guy who's like part of working with the boss and everybody involved, but like he's like helping him out with money and stuff and sneaking him more information about the boss and her husband. And slowly but wholly, he starts like getting rage, like he wants to really kill this motherfucker. And one leads to another, he plans out to revenge on the dude by tampering his coke to sniff and then going to the bathroom. And he goes and has this brutal, vicious fight with the guy, like tossing him around, punching him, getting his face smashed through like the sink of the bathroom, stabbing each other in the knees and the shoulders and the stomach, like brutal stuff and hardcore punching face. And of course, technically, he didn't kill them because a lot of his because of that dude's henchmen and like his bodyguards come and interrupt the fight, so they get killed and they get distracted because that's distracting Dev Patel. So he has to make his escape. So he gets out of there, going on John Wick, which the movie is a bit of John Wick vibe to it, which they kind of do a funny reference to John Wick, like because he's talking to the guy that helps him out. He's like, "Oh, have you seen the movie John Wick? Because I'm giving you guns or something." Oh, have you seen John Wick? It's a badass movie, which is funny. That's pretty funny. But on and on, he makes his escape, killing more of the henchmen, bad guys, shooting them, stabbing them in the throat, in the face, and all that hardcore shit. Makes him a getaway, getting away with his friend's cart. They get crashed, and he goes on a foot run, and he goes into this whorehouse that he has to like, go through because the cops are after him. And there's like a bunch of people that are fucking each other until he sees this guy that has like an axe that's trying to kill him. But that dude accidentally kills one of the guys that's fucking in the whorehouse by getting that dude in the throat with the axe, and pretty vicious, bloody carnage. Violence is in it. Yeah, like the blood in the carnage is pretty good practical effects. Nothing no CGI bullshit blood, which I'm happy that crap is not in it. And yeah, of course, that dude gets distracted after he accidentally killed that dude, and Dev Patel grabs that dude and starts punching the shit out of the motherfucker that almost kills and tries to kill him with the axe, punching him and going all Hannibal fucking Lecter. He goes fucking Hannibal Lecter, like biting his fucking cheek and stuff. Like he did it twice, and I was like, holy shit. I was like going up my seat. I was just going up on my seat, like seeing like, holy shit, that's some hardcore Hannibal Lecter shit. Motherfucker's going all Hannibal Lecter. I'm like, holy shit, that is awesome. Cause yeah, I liked Silence of the Lamb. I like that movie, Silence of the Lamb. That's a great movie. And like he went all Hannibal Lecter, like biting the motherfucker's face twice. And it's all hardcorely shot. Like you see the practical effects where the guy's getting his cheek is being bit, and he's like biting the shit out of him. Like, dude, that's Hannibal Lecter. Like fucking A. And yeah, of course he kills that dude by smashing his face with, I think he grabbed something and smashed it, and all in all, he gets chased by the police and then going through the roof, and he falls into the river, and he's rescued by a group of transgender Hindus that helps him out, clean up his wound, and have him be arrested and stayed at their place. And of course, the leader of that transgender group is talking to him and telling him about life and how he's a great person and looks like you could be a good fighter to fight the system. And all in all, he starts prepping up. He starts preparing to make his next vengeance because he has to go after the sons of bitches that took his family's life. He even explains what happens to his mom to the transgender leader person of the transgender leader that of this group, telling them like, oh my, how my. Now we finally get the revelation of how his mom died because we get splashes of what he's visioning, and it's sad what happens to his mom. Because now he explains it that they were in the middle of like a play that they were watching, and they get interrupted by the dirty cops, and then they start killing all the people that are there in the village, and he starts getting no scared, and his mom tells him to hide and not be seen, and he does, and he witnesses his mom getting beaten and raped by the scumbag cop that turns out to be that lady's husband, the bitchy lady that cusses a lot and hired him in the beginning of the movie. Her husband, he's the cop that raped his mom and murdered her cold blooded, and it's very sad. It's a very sad scene, and of course, her body is all burned because he burned her body up, putting gas and burning her up, and he tries to touch and grab her out of the fire and trying to put the fire out, but he can't because he just got his hand burned, and she's all burned up, and it's a very sad sequence of that flashback. And of course, he feels the pain and anger because for a while he keeps saying that he had bleaches on his hand, but now it's revealed that it wasn't like he put bleach on his hand, and why he has a scar, burnt like weird scars on his hand is because he burned his hand because he touched his mom's burning corpse that was on fire, and he wanted to get his mom off the being not lit on fire no more, but he couldn't because she was in flames. Very sad. And of course, he wants the revenge by going after these bad, sick motherfuckers. And of course, one leads to another. He starts preparing, starts healing up, preparing, getting revenge, punching the punch bag until like he gets so much fury, anger, rage anger, like the Hulk. Like the Hulk and the Punisher, kicking ass and revenging like a motherfucker. Punches the shit out of the punching bag, and the sand stuff comes out of it. Shows you that he's ready for revenge. He's ragely angry. The monkey man is ready. And of course, he goes and talks to his friend that he worked at the place, having him be involved in a bet. And of course, Monkey Man is prepared because he's all trained. He's not gonna lose his magic no more. And of course, he goes to the boxing ring and fights a few of the fighters that defeated him, and especially the guy in this mask called the Snake. He kicks that dude in like 10 seconds. Because that dude was like the first person that beat Monkey Man in the beginning of the movie. And yeah, wow, like he shows you that Monkey Man is ragely, insanely badass. He wants to revenge these motherfuckers. And what leads to another, more fighters get beaten up. And of course, he has to fight the last dude he has to fight in 2 minutes because he thought he would get this dude down, but it's this big, giant, mongoloid, 7 feet tall motherfucker that has like big body strength where he beats up Monkey Man in some moments where he's like trying to stomp him, punch him, squeeze him out of his life. Like, damn, this is a dominant dude, badass fighter. He has to fight him. And of course, takes down the Mongoloid and punches him in the balls and punching him in the throat and submitting him and getting his ass down and defeating him. And also the fighter promoter that keeps cussing into the crowd and saying, "Motherfuckers, gonna fight this motherfucker." That guy is Charlito Copley, who did work with Dev Patel in Chappie, because that guy Charlito Copley, he voiced Chappie, and Dev Patel was like his friend, who was like the computer tech dude that invented Chappie in the movie Chappie. So like that's cool that those two were in Chappie, and I like Chappie. That's a good movie, criminally underrated movie. But of course, that actor would also be in Elysium in District 9. Damn, can't wait to get a District 9 sequel. How long is that going to be a fucking sequel? Come on, Peter Jackson, give us District 9 sequel that we needed. But all in all, he wins his fight, and now everybody, we're not doing Monkey Man no more. So now they're cheering Monkey Man, and Monkey Man is ready for some motherfucking revenge. And here's the spoiler, folks, in about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, spoilers. Monkey Man is finally revengefully wanted to get his vengeance, so he goes to the place wearing his monkey mask, dyeing his monkey mask, and making it all gray and old, but still look like a badass motherfucker that's making his entrance to attack a few of the guards that are there, stabbing them, breaking their arms and legs, and boom, stabbing them more in the throat and the face. And of course, he goes and encounters more people, like more guards that are in the kitchen, brutal fights, smashing one in the microwave, smashing one through the oven, having one person putting their face on the stove, all the brutal hardcore stuff. And one leads to another. He goes to the place in the elevator, and he starts killing people off. And there's this insane part where after he stabs one dude and shoots him in the face, he grabs the knife and he's about to put the knife through the guy's face, but he doesn't have no pressure, so he ends up improvising by putting the knife on his mouth and squeezing the knife into the guy's throat and open his mouth and biting on the edge of it and squeezing the knife in to extremely go more deeper into the guy's throat and blood splatter. Damn, that's some hardcore stuff, dude. And one leads to another. He's ready to revenge because he sees those scumbags. And of course, there's this Hindu spiritual guy, healing guy that you see him throughout the movie that people are admiring him, but he's pretty much the motherfucker that hired those scumbags, especially the guy that raped Monkey Man's mom. He was the one that was behind it all to have the hit on those people in the village to get killed. So that motherfucker is also gonna get he's gonna get his fucking comeuppance. And one leads to another. The movie goes on where he kills like 15 to 20 more bodyguards, slicing, dicing with the knives, throws gunshots to the head, brutal, vicious punching fights and kick ass. And then because the cop dude that killed his mom, he's so dirty. He has more like 30 bodyguards that are going to surround him and kill Monkey Man. But Monkey Man has backup because the transgender Hindu group that he was aligning and getting taken care of, they come in and boom, they can get involved in the fight and they kick ass too, having their sword weapons, slicing and dicing those scumbags, the bodyguards, and yeah, brutal, vicious stuff, carnage throughout it. And of course, Monkey Man has another vicious fight with that cop guy that raped his mom, having more vicious, brutal punches, vicious punches, breaking this guy's arm, smashing his mouth and breaking it, and doing vicious punches, not giving because he's showing all his rage. Like he just shows his fucking rage that he wanted revenge on this scumbag and got revenge on this dude. And then the last person that he has to kill is the Hindu guy, the spiritual Hindu guy. But first he gets almost shot by the cop guy's wife. But there's a girl that he sees that they use her as a sex slave. She knocks the boss lady head, hitting her in the head, killing her, saving Monkey Man's life. And of course, Monkey Man goes and meets up with the Hindu spiritual guy. The guy's just being a cocksucker to him, the reason why I went to revenge, what took the people's life in that village, all the bullshit that he's just saying so he could just fuck with his emotion. But no, Monkey Man is ready. He's ready with the knife, but boom, shit. The Hindu guy stabs him in the chest, but it looks like Monkey Man is going to be done. But no, Monkey Man says fuck you and grabs, like, it kind of does a reference to Get Out because Jordan Peele is involved in this movie where the Hindu guy was about to like stab Monkey Man, but Monkey Man has his hand in the way and it stabs his hand. So like that's kind of a reference to Get Out. It's like, wow, that was kind of cool. But on he grabs the knife, takes it off his hand, and boom, stabs the motherfucker in the chest dozens of times with fuel fucking rage. And of course, the guy is just being a jackass and trying to save his own ass. Like, please forgive me, have mercy. And no, Monkey Man ain't gonna have mercy on you, motherfucker. And then boom, Monkey Man grabs a knife and stabs him in the forehead with the knife. And one leads another. Monkey Man is happy. He's revenge. He got his vengeance on his mama. And he is free and he is happy. And that's when the movie ends, where he sees his flash of his mom saying like hugging him and smiling at him, and him as a kid running with her and just being happy because now he got his vengeance for his mama's death. And that's the end of the movie. He got his vengeance. Spoilers. Ended. But all in all, I really enjoyed the movie. I thought this was a really good kick-ass revenge thriller action flick. There's some filler small parts of the movie that has some filler scenes in it, but all in all, like, I still enjoyed the movie. I was the only one that was there in the theater, and I like when theaters experience have that. You just have the better experience when you're just there and nobody's there. You don't have to deal with bullshit. Bad theater experience. So all in all, it was a fun time to see this movie. I highly recommend folks who've never seen Monkey Man, give it a shot. If you want to catch it in theaters, but it might not be in, but who knows? If it gets to streaming, definitely check it out. Monkey Man was great. Dev Patel did a good performance, showed a lot of emotion, showed rage, showed charisma in his acting, and the fight sequence that he's involved were really good, and good practical fights and brutal vicious fights. I really enjoyed it. So far, it's definitely my second favorite movie of this year, next to Spaceman with Adam Sandler. So yeah, I really enjoy it. Definitely a badass film from this year. But yeah, highly recommend, folks. I give it a solid 8 out of 10. And it's a badass fix. It's a badass flick to watch. I enjoyed Monkey Man. Badass film. Up there with Bloodsport, Fight Club, Cyborg, Kickboxer, and Rocky, and also The Running Man. But yeah, badass film. Highly recommend it, folks. Hit the like, subscribe, and take care, folks. Bye bye.